It's 9:30. Temperatures at 68 degrees. Sunny skies in Knoxville. News Talk records. Taylor Swift.
Oh boy, it's the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Here we go. Clips, reaction, etc. Plus, more tickets to Hal, Phil, and Bob off the record 9.0. That's the top 3 at 3. Triple H Radio Experience, News Talk 98.7 on 4K. And it's your birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Bob and Mike Ryan, 46, the tennis twins. They won 18 Grand Slam titles. Wow. What's her name? Loves the tennis. Uma Thurman, 54. Andre Agassi, retired tennis great, is 54. Carney Wilson, 56. Steve Plum, Jan on the Brady Bunch, 66. Michelle Pfeiffer's also on Medicare at 66. Al Pacino's wife in Scarface, Michael Keaton, Catwoman, and the star of Grease 2, Daniel Day-Lewis. 3 Oscars, 6 nominations, 67 today. Kate Mulgrew is 69. Captain Janeway, Star Trek, Red, the prison's kitchen trustee on Orange is the New Black. Jerry Steinfeld. Richard Klein is 80, married on his company. Willie Nelson will be 91 today. You know, his biggest hits always on the mind.
And they will wake up like that. One off that movie had the Death Day movie.
Today is Home in Your Pocket Day, International Dance Day, and stuff like that. This was on this day in 1949. That handsome Adolf Hitler married that saucy Eva Braun in his bunker. Then they committed suicide the next morning. So okay.
The worst way to do that to his heart, then.
This day, 1961. ABC's Live World of Sports showed the thrill of victory.
Maybe wish you didn't mention that stupid dictator's name.
For the very first time, I remember on Saturday mornings, and it came on ABC. And
Everybody, any dictator gets a good
Channel 26. That was UHF. And we didn't get it good, but it was snowing. But we'd still watch it even though it was snowing.
You were talking about the Weird Al Yankovic bitch movie, UHF. You're talking about the TV.
Hitchcock died at age 80. And on this day, 1986, Roger Clemens became the first pitcher to strike out 20 batters in a single game. Red Sox home game against the Mariners. How about that, everybody? That's pretty cool. This goes on News Talk 98.7 WKI. I have yet to get to a Smokies game yet. I need to do that. Love me some baseball in the spring like this. You know, it's not too hot. And you can go out there just to listen to that glove. I got to see the Tennessee Balls. You know, they play marvelous. Also, fun time. That way you get the Tennessee games on. We can sit on the porch and everything, right?
Yeah, mentioned the 2 games this year, once against Georgia, once against LSU. For the LSU game, I was able to sit on the porch. Both amazing experiences.
Okay, I gotta do that.
You did.
Yeah, I'll take you watching that big with us. And I took her to a couple of T-ball games last year. Yeah, it was good. You know, and I got her a juice box, so
Really do.
she's on me. And space up, it's time for the best stupid news. Y'all business doing so yeah. Chances are you might have had sticker shock over a tax bill. And for some of us, it's a damn surprise. Hey, this is good. Guy in Pennsylvania, Barry Cambridge.
Fucking maricon. Bye.
Mr. Toad got 2 pieces of tax information last week in the mail. Number 1, hey, here's a check, a refund check from the federal government, $900. All right. Second was a tax bill saying he owed the state $34 billion. Whoa. Yeah. Barry says, he got Fiddler might have been a blunder. Especially since he makes less than 6 figures a year. Barry's tax preparer
Sounds like a scam.
noticed a mistake on his 2022 return and filed an amendment return. Now, he didn't know how the $34 billion was made. If the tax preparer made a mistake or if there was a glitch in the system. Any event, I don't think he was on the hook for it. They said it was just, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it.
Scam artist.
It's probably good.
Yeah, it's learning. $34 billion, you know that something, something's not right.
You hope something's not right there.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, Pennsylvania Department of Revenue said an isolated incident involved the wrong numbers being input. It could be the decimal points. Those things are pretty dang important. We talk about sticker shock. This price tag seems insane to me. I fully admit that there's so many things I don't understand. A designer clothing brand in the United Kingdom called Jordan Luca.
Oh, thank you.
Jordan, Jordan Luca, Luca. Jordan Luca just debuted tree-stained jeans.
Wow, 56 seconds,
That
figure
makes
that
it
behind
look
you.
like you peed your pants. They made their runway debut last fall and immediately sold out when they hit the website. Despite selling for the insane price of $810.
Excuse me?
Now they have a longer wash too, which stains not so obvious, but that's kind of more of a peed my pants yesterday look, That's on sale about $600, but they're sold out too.
I'm never buying that
If you
sticker
want to look at
crap.
it, do it yourself. Just be yourself. Once again, I don't pretend to escape. Snoop Dogg
Jesus Christ!
busted near LA for trying to cheat the Kool-Aid. Actually, it wasn't really him, and that's the problem.
I can see that
In
first.
the LA traffic, I think I would understand trying to beat that if I was a civil. So they pull a guy over with me. He's got a dummy in his passenger seat that looked a lot like Snoop Dogg. He set it up with a hoodie and sunglasses. People online think he may have used a Snoop Dogg Halloween mask. Either way, it was pretty, it was very realistic looking. The cops who pulled it over snapped a photo of it and cited the guy for multiple parking lane violations. And the CHP posted the photo on Instagram of Snoop Dogg. No, not Snoopy, but Snoop Dogg. Dogs. From a gas station. That's lunch a couple of times, a little bit up here. That's nothing. Yeah, that's lunch. Yeah. Tornado destroyed a guy's house in Omaha on Friday. But he was out buying hot dogs at a gas station one day. And so he was in surprisingly good spirits when he talked to the reporter. He said, I'm just happy everybody's been able to survive and stuff can be replaced, but family is everything. More about it this hot dog? No, he did.
Nope, not especially after COVID. I ain't eating after nobody again in my
The
family.
ultimate dog?
It's got the good type of mustard on it.
Mm-hmm. Relish onions. 24 years ago. Wow, what a story. 24 years ago. Indiana. A cop named Gene Eister saved a baby boy after someone abandoned this little baby in a cardboard box. Well, now Gene and the box baby are back in the news. Because Gene found out the little kid grew up to be a cop himself.
They're gonna make a Netflix
24-year-old
movie out of
Matthew
this.
Stewart is a rookie with the same police department that Gene worked for. Friday was Arbor Day, and a student at Auburn University set a world record, hugging 1,123 trees in an hour. Getting
Dumbass.
his master's in forestry. I'm just guessing he doesn't have a girlfriend.
Hope he didn't make out with Drake like that girl off the Superstar from Saturday Night Live.
He didn't try that. And that pocket watch, the John Jacob Astor pocket watch, they thought Now, the auction house was expecting about $150,000. $1.46 million. I can't think in those terms. And this. A Delta flight had to circle back and land at JFK. One of the emergency slides fell off. Also, we need to have in the backyard to inflate that and go down into the you're above ground. Well, that's the field show. We're coming back.
Mostly sunny, warm, and breezy for one more day. Your high today, 83 degrees with gusts around 20 miles per hour.
Fully paid celebrity hike to buy chunk.
Get up to an $800.
Done especially
Starting chunk.
in your favorite
Get up to an $800.
Done especially, yeah.
And auto pay required. Good Sand Fees Extra.
Is foot pain holding you back? Visit the Good Feet store for a free personalized fitting and test run.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show getting ready to get out of here. Make room for your bro. Jerry Seinfeld, he may be 70 today. I don't know why I didn't think about being on his.
Because you think back to the movie, any of this, 30 or 40 or whatever.
Yeah. And it's just anyway. Amazing. And here's the thing, too. You see Seinfeld every day on TV. I mean, it's on
Over and over, episode after episode. And I'm here for it. He looks great for 70.
But especially yesterday. What's the deal with tapioca pudding? No, I mean, that's everybody's going now. Oh boy, Shakira. It's going to lie. Spotted driving through Miami in a neon purple Lamborghini. Of course, that's easier than saying, everybody look at me. Right? I mean, that's the same thing. If you've got a purple neon Lambo, that's saying, which me. So, all right. Let's see. OJ's official cause of death has been determined. Those are thoughts of great. Yes.
We're all trying to figure out where that looks like is going to go. You're right. That's why I just hesitate.
What a day out there. 83 is going to be nice. It's going to be nice. Now, tomorrow morning, we going to experience some pretty heavy rain, according to Heather. And it's okay. But then again, before the weekend, you get wonky again. So, I don't know. It's hard for me to believe that tomorrow it'll be 1 week till off the record 9.0.
It's here, bro.
Yeah, it is. And it's here. And after yesterday, I'm more excited. So we're good.
Yeah.
I'm good with it. What's on the broadcast today?
I hear you guys say was that we're giving away tickets to Off the Record. We're continuing to do that.
Well, we are.
Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, I got a question just in case. I don't know if I've got tickets or not. I know something about that.
Your question?
Oh, I can't tell you, folks. A research.
See that? You know, that's the thing. You can ask a question and you either knew it or you didn't. Now,
Right.
it's just too over fast.
Yes. You get in, if you're caller number 1, you gotta have some knowledge of it. If you're caller number 2, or whoever's the second one, you got time to search it. I don't know if I got tickets or not. I'm ready if we do. I don't. Okay, then I may just ask the question anyway. And because I'd hate to have that go to waste. You mentioned Seinfeld's 70 years old. He did a podcast with the New Yorker on Friday, I believe. That thing came out, and so he talks about 70. He talks about old people. He talks about the state of comedy today, and we're going to play a handful of those clips.
And I know he said something about, and don't worry about being PC. I mean, he throws the left under the bus a little. But he says, you pick up here's something he said, pick up a newspaper, and you find other stuff to jump on.
Yeah, it's easy to say that. But when you got that bank account that Jerry Seinfeld's got, but we're going to play those clips. Electric vehicles, we'll discuss those a bit. As Ford announced its huge losses in Q1 due to the EV production and lack of sales. So we'll dive into that a little bit in the electric vehicles.
And plus the fact that they're killing really, man, that Tesla looks like a trash dump. It's a truck. It just looks.
Are they being recalled? Yeah.
Yeah, they accelerated.
It's got all the way down.
Wait, that's not a good thing, right?
Apparently not.
No.
Yeah. There's yet to be a negative feature on this
Imagine finally getting that thing under control. You pull over, the officer comes up, and you tell him what actually happened. He's like, yeah, whatever. Right. The accelerator stuck, sure.
Say so.
Now be careful if you're out there and you're on your phone. And you're that's right. Yesterday we're sitting down in my backyard, side yard, and Hal goes, "Hey, I got a ticket coming up here." Really? And from reaching for his phone or holding it or something. Yeah,
He got spotted.
he got it. It's
All of them.
yeah, call now. That's right. Call.
This is the phone police.
Hey, after you missed it.
Be sure to let him know that Phil's the one that put that out there, too.
You know, it's what is that? Freedom of information. I got it. All right. Also, Bob's coming up. He's going to be giving away Dennis Francis. You got this Dennis Francis phone. You can give this away.
Is it locked or?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I answered.
Oh, I'm going to start texting.
I'm going to start calling on you. You kidding me? Listen. All right. See if I can get a shot from that guy with the degree in all that adult people. Landon Oaks best businesses are Fisher, Robin Joffrey's in it. And Andy Michael, the traffic in the sky. Thank you so very much for making me sound good. I love you and thank you. Goodbye. Trust in the Lord, hit the fairway. Stay back tomorrow at 6.
Want to quickly make your point to News Talk 98.7? Please hold. For.com. Choose what's coming before it arrives.
The 22.
Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust. So text PROTECT to the number 989898 to claim your free info kit today. That's what you do, right? I got that garbage the other day. It really hurt. I bet getting hit by lightning is like a million times worse. Advise that the candidate avoid the lightning in severe weather spring. Not about to do that with lightning notes. So what's coming before it arrives? And stay safe. Looking for the latest forecast and the final info you need when severe weather strikes. News Talk 98.7 WOKI. The conservative underground meets right now. English. 8 minutes.
Fades of Biden secretly hatched a plan, according to the New York Post, this past fall to replace Karine Jean-Pierre by recruiting outside allies to nudge her out the door. She did make history in May of 22. She became the first African-American and first openly gay person to hold the position and had developed a exasperating habit, it says, of reading canned answers directly from the binder to reporters at irregular briefings. I mean, it's impossible. How do you defend while Joe Biden keeps messing up? Oh, yeah, he gets more done in an hour than most people can get done in a whole day. I mean, this is the crap they're defending.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio shows later today. Right here.
The pair after the beautiful lady has the lift. Seeing if you could say that you're on news. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now present a cultured city night to claim your flesh. Thanks for hanging out. 27.com.
Off the record now. Next to the BG Theater in downtown. 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I now present a cultured, sophisticated, and uptown. Yeah.
Hi there, Mr. Richards.
Even in America, it's Monday. That's where you get it from here.
We could spend together. The minutes ahead here on News Talk 98.7, Mr. Glasgow is back. weekend as well. So good morning. And
What time I talk about start on the radio?
as well, how about listening to your newscast and the freaking Rolling Stones are back to Mick Jagger 80, Keith Richards 80.
Really giving this wave. Keith Richards is still
Sure, yeah. What's the joke? Keith Richards and Cockrell, who's the Disney? So it's going to be left.
So I have a question for you.
Okay, sure.
How the journey with Carrie and Bruce?
Well, it's in day 4, and this is the final leg of the journey.
But there's gonna be a nuclear explosion in Tulsa, but I guess I can go to a bunker.
Knoxville to Flagstaff, Arizona. My beautiful lady has done the past few days to return the dog Goose back to its rightful owner, one of her sons. We had
After he ate her couch.
Well, that's just that the part. That's right. And she was very fortunate. What was it on Saturday? I guess cruising through Oklahoma. I don't know if you know.
That dog hit
They
my
have those
couch.
tornadoes in that section of the country. So she just, the timing just worked out for her. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. And today she makes that final leg of the journey, and then I guess the plan is anyway we'll be goose free moving forward. But we'll see. We shall see. Hey, we were discussing the Rolling Stones age a few moments ago. Jerry Seinfeld, you heard Phil, he's 70.
That is hard to believe.
Seinfeld.
You see him in Seinfeld, you think he's 40.
He
Eternally 40.
eternally. That's the key there, because we keep seeing these reruns and everything. He's 70. He looks great for 70. And he dropped a podcast, or rather, the New Yorker dropped a podcast.
Cool. You down for this rescue operation? The dude's being held over in Grapeseed by some crystal cooks. Cheaper to pay you than pay them. So get him out.
An hour long. And he made a couple of comments where he's getting a lot of attention over the weekend from these comments as it pertains to political correctness and comedy. He makes fun of himself at 70 and has a thought or two on, as he describes it, on people. So that's all the reports coming up today at 10:50. Good news here in just a few moments. In the next hour, I'm going to throw a couple of things at you. Maybe you can start either texting right now or thinking about this. As Ford announced they lost
David O'Neill
Frank
Frank.
this year $1.3 billion electric vehicles. First quarter, 1.3 billion with a B.
Yes, they think the White House push is working.
Well, that's it. That's kind of where I want to go with all of this. And the ultimate question that I'll have for you at the end of it, and I want to present it to you now. You can either text in 865-656-8255.
You calling for some wheels? I'm Johnny on the spot. I'll hook you up.
1 to 10.
It's coming at you.
1 being not interested at all, 10 being, oh yeah, I'm 100% on board. 1 to 10, what is your interest in owning an affordable, keyword there, affordable electric vehicle? In other words, if price really wasn't that big of an issue and you had to have a new vehicle, what is your interest on a scale of 1 to 10 on owning an affordable electric vehicle? So you can put some thoughts into that. We've got a new contest coming up in a couple of days, folks. I can't tell you much about it. I can tell you that you will be able to pick your ticket. And News Talk 98.7 is going to fly you away. Details for Wednesday, just after 8 o'clock with the Philbio. And of course, we'll be speaking more about that throughout this month. Right then, you would need even more. Understand. You too have to listen at 8 o'clock Wednesday morning, just after 8 o'clock, to get all the details. Hey, I was totally, the whole Rolling Stone thing, I looked up their tour dates. And speaking of, they're in New Orleans, they're in Glendale, Arizona, they're in Vegas, Seattle, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Orlando, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Cleveland, Denver, Chicago, Vancouver, LA, and San Jose. So far, that's the list. Atlanta, and that's going to be June 7th. You guys ever seen the Rolling Stones in concert?
No, but my husband informed me he'd like to. Nice to see him, Eric Clapton, and I forgot who else.
Yeah. Ever seen Stones? No. Do you have a desire to see the Stones? No. Why not? Just not. Look at that dipshit. Has it ever been? I get it today. They're kind of. You don't know what you're. I mean, maybe they're putting on as good of a show today as they did it 20, 30 years ago. I don't know. I saw them back in the, I think it was late 80s, early 90s. And back then, I'm thinking, okay, I better go see them because they're probably not going to be touring much longer. They are, 30 years later, still doing this.
They follow the station there and they sing.
Either last year or the year before, when they were on tour, Mick Jagger would go out to a local dive bar.
I guess we're not interviewing what they did
That sounds familiar.
after smoking in the band.
One of these big-time legendary rock and rollers would do that. And take photos and put it on Twitter. I think he did it after that he left there, but I think it was Mick Jagger who did that in the past year or so. No interest in the Stones. Not really.
Shit, Dick!
When are you going to try to make this happen? Yeah, that's one thing. Let me see if I can see what the tickets are. Well, speaking of ticket prices and putting on a good show, had a handful of folks tell me Tom McGraw from the United Thompson Bowling was a pretty wicked show. Didn't go. But I hear from a lot of folks that said, hey man, for that, whatever those ticket prices are these days, absolutely. You gotta hope for that. Tim McGraw Friday night, got a lot of great shows coming up at Thompson Bowling. We got a great show coming up a week from tomorrow, folks. It's off the record time, and at the Bijou Theater, it's almost here.
And those tickets are affordable.
Yes, thank you for pointing that out. Less than $30 each. Less than $30 each. That's with all the fees and everything. I've had some folks texting me saying, hey, I noticed some tickets on a different website and they were $100 or $150 or whatever it was. Those are resale prices. And those are folks, I guess, just trying to get the most they can for them, which I'm somewhat surprised that there's a resale market because folks who typically buy off the record tickets want to go see the show, and I hope that's you. But if you do, you need to get these tickets as soon as possible. Bijou Theater, Tuesday, May 7th. We got a great show lined up. Wyatt Ellis, Michael McNeil, Danny DeVane, John Folk. You've heard us all talking about them through the past several weeks, folks. It's 8 days, a week from tomorrow. We're looking forward to putting on the show for you. Family fun, entertainment variety type show. And you can get tickets at newstalk987.com, also at knoxbijou.org. Has the Motion Kings done a rehearsal yet? You know the answer to that. For sure. What would be your answer if you had to guess? If I had to guess? Yeah. We got plans for a rehearsal. Well, yeah, there are plans. It just hasn't happened. And my guess would be the rehearsal will be an hour at the most prior to the show. No.
You guys met.
Wait, Phil and I met yesterday. Spent about 90 minutes kind of writing out some things, filling in some of the blanks. And then this Friday, I believe, we're going to, the Moso Kings, Phil Vio and the Moso Kings, it's actually Mojo, but we're going to Moso here in Yarmouth, just because. We're planning to get together, and if that rehearsal lasts more than an hour, I'll be stunned. It's just nuts. So this is my third year to partake in this. The first year, the first rehearsal was the afternoon on the stage at the Bijou. Second year, we got together pre-show a couple of days, and that's what we're doing this year.
So folks will never know what you're going to see.
We don't even know what you're going to see.
Surprise to everybody.
You know, the motto is just lower your expectations and you won't be disappointed. Not even going to tell you the songs you're playing.
Help nothing have to sell tickets, Bob.
Well, hey, the rest of the show's phenomenal. I'm just talking about the Moso Kings part. We got a great show lined up. It's just the beginning of the show where we perform. It's going to be entertaining in one way or another. So I'd say if you got tickets or you're going to get tickets, don't be late. Don't miss Phil Neal and the Moso Kings kicking things off, okay?
The fact that you messed up the day mustn't it says it all about it.
Oh yeah. It's not only did I mess up the name because I thought Phil's writing said Moso instead of Mojo. It said that on the air, but they had folks literally texting in going, it's Mojo. And I know what they wanted to write. It's Mojo, you EA. But they were too kind to do that, so we're just sticking with the Moso Kings. Why not?
I guess put the M on the end of that.
Get those tickets. Newstalk987.com. A week from tomorrow, good news at 865-656-8255. We're back to tell you something good. Just a minute.
It's been warm and breezy for one more day. Your high today, 83 degrees with gusts around 20 miles per hour. From the Field First Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tanner Haley.
You were listening to John A. to Last Conversation in the Dubai. Tuesday, 7th at the historic DU Theater. For the celebration of good time, as they show you a side of themselves that you don't hear on the air. The show is when you have to go. The intentions is free. Remember, it's not still. And you're looking at it's in your financial group. For tickets and more information, visit Newstalk987.com. This is how the next episode. Oh boy, it's the here we go. Flips reaction at 7 o'clock. More tickets to the 4 and 5. The extra time for it up. We'll have the top 3 and 3. Triple H radio experience. Newstalk987.com.
Good news, weekdays, same time, same station here. Tell me something good. We share it. Certainly, I've got some stories, and hopefully, you got some things to share with us. Reaction already on the text machine about this hour's conversation regarding electric vehicles. What's your interest in owning an affordable electric vehicle? Electric vehicle. In other words, if you're going to go get a new car and you're going to pay $25,000, $30,000 for it, and you could purchase an EV for that same price, what's your interest? On a scale of 1 to 10, or 0 to 10 if you want. 0 being the least interest, and 10 being, oh yeah, baby, I'm on it.
There's so many different company parameters to this conversation.
And absolutely, we're going to get into some of those next hour. Ford lost $1.3 billion in their EV sales. So yeah, we're going to get into that next hour. Good news right now, brought to you by His Security and Technology. And God, we trust. All others we monitor. HisSecurity.com online. For more than 2 decades, retired police lieutenant Gene Eister had wondered what happened to a baby whose life he saved all those years ago. The officer was dispatched to a call of an abandoned baby. This happened in 2000 in Indiana. The baby received medical care, was taken to Child Protective Services, then put up for adoption, and because of all the privacy laws, that was all Officer Eister knew. Until recently. One of the officers he served with before retiring previously,
Aren't you damn safe? That's great.
I couldn't believe it. Officer went on to tell Eister that the baby he saved 24 years ago, yeah, well, he's sitting next to me. He is my
special ed class.
partner. That rookie officer was the baby that Officer Eister had saved 24 years ago. Matthew Stewart, the now all-grown-up rookie police officer sitting by Eister's former colleague more than 2 decades later. Played the circle. Did, man. And as much as Eister had wondered what happened to the baby grew up wondering about the officer who had found him. They both were curious about how it all happened. Stewart said it was a blessing of meeting Eister. I mean, I wondered my whole life, hey, who found me? What happened? And more or less, it's kind of a closure for both of us. When asked if knowing about the rescue led him into his line of work to protect and serve, he said the factor wasn't consciously considered, but it could have played an unconscious or a subconscious role in his decision to venture into law enforcement. And just subconsciously, yes, he says that's probably why I ended up where I am. It works in some really cool ways. Here's another amazing reunion. Heartwarming twist of fate. Isabella Van Kloppenberg, a 22-year-old nursing graduate, experienced a poignant reunion during Davenport University's pinning ceremony. Van Kloppenberg penned by none other than Sarah Longs, the neonatal intensive care nurse who once cared for her when she was born prematurely at the Children's Hospital. She was born in September of 2001, weighed 2 pounds 7 ounces. Her journey to health began under the compassionate care of Longest. 32 days, Longest provided dedicated care to the fragile newborn, and she finally go home. Fast forward to the present day, and Van Kloppenberg stands on the brink of realizing her dream of becoming a nurse herself. The pinning ceremony, it's a traditional rite of passage of sorts for nursing graduates, became even more special as Van Kloppenberg and Longest shared this hugely meaningful. Longest said it's like full circle. Now she's graduating from nursing school. Ready? All right, so we had a story last week about the London Marathon. It's about a week or so back when they ran this, and there are 4 other unique stories that have come from that race that are getting attention today. We run through this real quick for you. Royal Marine ran the London Marathon carrying a fridge on his back. You're not talking about well, this one weighed right at 58 pounds, so it wasn't, I don't think it was your typical fridge, but it was a big 58 extra pounds. How much of those?
Heavier than the cross?
The backpacks. Eric, how much do those typically weigh?
Well, they can weigh up to 80 to 70 pounds.
So it's kind of like that, and this guy was a Royal Marine, so I'm not going to say this was easy for him.
Definitely a big run, for sure.
Yeah, but he knew, I guess, what he was getting into. Yeah, he completed the 26.2-mile journey, the appliance strapped to his back. He was dubbed Bridget Jones, 4 hours and Bridget Jones, 4 hours and 52 minutes. He completed the marathon with this 58-pound fridge, beat the previous world record by 57 minutes. That's story number 1. Story number 2 from the London Marathon. 22-year-old professional Rubik's Cube solver George Scully unscrambled about 520 of the cubes during the marathon, 100 more than the previous record. He had like backpacks containing scrambled up cubes. They would hook him up with a new backpack every 2 miles. He completed the marathon in 4 hours and 25 minutes.
Nice, you did it big out there. There's a check in the mail for you, MC.
By Guinness World Records. Wine expert Tom Gilby raised more than $15,000 for charity. He completed a blind wine tasting while running the marathon. He took swig after swig every mile and managed to correctly identify an extraordinary 21 out of 25 of the wines he tasted. He completed the course in under 5 hours. And finally, we had this man's story a few weeks back, and he was at the London Marathon, and it's being described as a stretch of legs. Athlete Russ Cook. That's how he described the London Marathon, a stretch of legs. It's a reasonable comment considering it's only 2 weeks since he completed a 352-day run across the length of Africa. Remember that story? It'll tell me something good. And that was the equivalent of running 385 consecutive marathons. So a stretch of legs, man. This was nothing for him, I'm sure. That's my good news. Speedwell Joe, good morning, my friend. Welcome in. What is your good news?
Good morning, Bob. It is beautiful out there today.
I love it. Early spring, man. You gotta dig it.
Man, it's a good time, man.
I'll be like the people from the movie The Warriors. Do you dig it?
But check it out, man. Yesterday was my birthday, and I told you about that. and I turned 29 and a half times 2, and I got this really cool thing, dude, from my daughter-in-law Judy and my stepson Josh. They gave me the coolest thing that you can even imagine for what I'm into now, and it is a bird feeder with a camera.
Oh,
And oh yeah,
Nice.
it is awesome. Man, I'm getting pictures of these birds up close and personal.
so
buddy.
how does that camera work? Do you have to take a card out of it, or does it automatically connect to your phone? How does this work?
Well, I don't have a phone, but I got a tablet. Right now, I'm talking to you. I'm listening. I got the radio listening to you in the background, and I'm watching the birds in my backyard right now.
So you can watch them on your tablet.
I can watch it on the tablet. I don't even have to look at the window anymore.
Dude, that is awesome. What is that camera called?
It's a security camera. You know, all the cameras from that company would be security cameras, like a doorbell camera or something like that. So, yeah, it's got a camera, and if I have the tablet turned on and a bird flies into the feeder, it'll take like a 10-second video of it, and I can go back and check and see what came to the bird feeder. It is awesome.
Yeah, Joe, that's right up your alley, man. That's right up your alley.
Well, yeah, but they're breaking me in with this technology. Slowly but surely, they found something that's my interest. And, I mean, it even has a solar panel on it, dude. It charges itself. It's like so neat. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. And I want to thank Josh and Judy. But what a present. I get excited every time I think about it.
Joe, appreciate you sharing that with us, man. Happy belated birthday to you, buddy.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You keep an eye on those birds, man. You keep calling us up and checking in with us. We appreciate you.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, I got some shots of them going pictures up close to person. They are beautiful, beautiful pictures. It's cool. So listen, you guys have a good day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, please.
You got it, Joe. Take care, buddy. Let's tell me something good. Sit tight, Alan. I'll get your call when we come back on here.
When they get from point A to point B with this little afternoons, with traffic reports from Michael. Every 15 minutes on Newstalk 98.7 WOKI. Accurate weather reports you can count on. Reliable full-service job. How bad was it? Full-service junk removal.
15-yard driveway dumpsters, documents ready, and demolition. They can remove above-ground pools, pool tables, hot tubs, swing sets, benches, pianos, home and office furniture, even televisions, and the kitchen sink. Give them a buzz at 865-675-5865 or on the web at junkbegone.biz.
Your reliable news connection. Newstalk 98.7.
Tower on Yard Road. Electric vehicle. Ford recently saying, yeah, we didn't have a good first quarter with our electric vehicles. How bad was it? Well, we lost about $1.3 billion in the first quarter. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your interest in just seeing an affordable electric vehicle? That's the key word, affordable, okay? I get, man, you don't want to buy an $80,000, $90,000 electric vehicle, but if you can get it for the price of a new gas-powered vehicle, what's your interest on a scale of 0 to 10? A lot of you have already reached out via text, and we'll get into your comments and your ratings next hour. Alan has a little something about this right now for us. Hey, Alan, good morning.
Good morning, Bob.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
First time calling in a transplant from Illinois and Nevada.
Well, welcome to East Tennessee. When did you move here?
about 2 years ago. You can probably tell I don't have an accent.
Well, we're going to get you a southern accent as quickly as we can. Are you okay with that?
Sure.
What brought you here? You don't mind me asking.
Well, Nevada was a long way for visitors and relatives to visit us, so we made a mistake of stopping to see friends on a driving vacation a couple years ago, and 2 months later.
Marcel tells me you're our resident humanitarian. Well, you couldn't have chosen a better recipient for your kindness. This guy's a lawyer for the Duggins. Maybe he'll give us a discount on my friggin' gas. Here's his address. Get him home.
EV cars and hybrids and all of this.
Well, about 10 years ago, we bought a Camry hybrid. That was in Nevada. That was a very good car for the city driving. About 50 miles to the gallon. We lived up in the hills in Nevada, in Henderson. So mostly we went downhill, we got 100 miles to the gallon average. Going back uphill, we got 50 miles to the gallon average. So in the city, that's probably a terrific idea, the hybrid. But on the highway, when we would drive back to Illinois, you know, we'd get about 30 on the highway, and it was not a good road.
Hello, this is 911. What emergency service do you require? Thank you. Police officers are en route to your current location.
Do you have any interest in a complete EV?
Not at all. I don't like that idea. I've heard nothing but complaints about people that have it in the cold weather.
Yeah, I know there have been some reports this past winter of a lot of these cars performing well in places where it got just ridiculously cold. Again, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you being here. Always good to hear from you. Hope we hear back soon.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, take care. We'll dive head first into that next hour. CJ, what's happening, sir? What's up?
Well, I just wanted to give you some good news. I was listening to the gentleman talking about his birds, and over the last year or so, I developed kind of an interest, and I found, and I never do this, I never plug anything, but I found an app from Cornell University. They've got the big School of Ornithology. It's called Merlin. And you can actually download that app. You press a button, it'll record the bird sounds that you're hearing, and it will identify the birds by sound. And you can click and you can see what the bird looks like, try to find the bird, and it's amazing. Actually,
I love the excitement in your voice.
Well, I had to laugh. I actually found out I have a mockingbird, and it's because that mockingbird was mocking a different bird, and to my ear, I wouldn't necessarily have recognized it. But that app is so accurate, it literally could tell the difference between the mockingbird original and could identify the two. It was just really, really cool.
And were you into birds and bird watching, you know, most of your life, or is this fairly new for you?
I have never taken a pair of binoculars and went looking for birds. This is a casual thing. We moved into a house.
How's our guy? Did he throw up in the back seat yet? Don't worry. We get those things sluiced out at the end of every shift anyway.
Bird sounds that I hadn't heard before. And I thought, how do I identify these? And so now I work a job where I go to different locations. And if I have to sit and wait for somebody, I'll roll the window down and just listen and get my little app out and listen to the birds and see if it's something new that I haven't heard before.
Well, that's awesome, CJ. Merlin is the name of the app that I know there's a handful of those kinds of apps, but Merlin is the one you use.
Well, and the reason being, I don't think there is a better source in the country than that Cornell University lab that you hear so much about. So it's pretty neat.
CJ, thank you, buddy. Enjoy that, and I appreciate you sharing the app with us. Have a great day.
You too.
Are we missing out on bird watching? You do it? Absolutely. Do you? How long have you been doing it?
Folks, I can remember I loved just sitting outside listening and watching the birds. We had a mockingbird yesterday. I pointed out to my wife. I was like, look over there, there's a mockingbird. She was like, what's over there? There's a mockingbird. And I was like, man, they're true to their name.
Don't do that. You still. So I was getting ready to go to the store. He's like, hey, one-legged freak. And I was like, hey, you know. But yeah, it's a mockingbird. Does this particular mockingbird have a list, or what's going on with that? You see that, Randy? That's not. Randy would have been like, boy. See, I got to go back and unwind some of this. Do you sincerely watch birds, or do you just set up what you do?
I love watching. We get a lot of wrens around my house. Also, they try not to snicker, but it's called a titmouse. And I think that was the first.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
And we got a lot of those.
Freedom comes hot from a barrel, yes, sir.
And we got a lot of martins that sweep around, you know, and throughout the the backfield and everything. It's really cool to watch.
You have one of these apps that identify the birds?
I don't.
Based on scent?
I don't, but I definitely am looking into it. This is the second time we've heard about various apps to be able to do that. And I think that would be so cool to try.
Robin, are you into bird watching in any way, shape, or form?
I used to have a bird feeder, but I guess I need a better bird feeder because squirrels kept.
All right. We got a whole bunch of stops to make before we hit the IAA facility for this journalist. Yeah, TL, you heard right. A journalist hired the Angels to find some hard evidence of Merryweather and the government getting down. We're gonna raid the IAA to get it. First, we gotta pick some gear. Night vision, all that. Oh, and an EMP to override their lockdown systems. And guess who we're getting that from? That's right, Merryweather. Let's get to it.
Those are my favorites, man. The catapult that launched into the pond.
Oh man, maybe I need to get into this a little more than I love seeing, birds flying around outside the house and landing. But I'm not really going to feed them out or get the app that identifies.
And as far as birds go, we live in an amazing area.
Oh yeah.
We get so many.
Park over at 7-9?
Yes, and we've got. I mean, there's so many things like that in the area. Plus, you've got the birds that are just native to this area. But we are on a pathway where a lot of birds come through, stay in our area.
Hello, friend. Call me back when you have grown in mind.
I mean, it's amazing.
What's the age where you start really taking an interest in bird watching?
I don't know. I got that from my grandfather when I was young.
So you kind of had it most of your life.
Yeah. My dad always appreciated birds. Point them out, My dad was really good at spotting hawks and stuff like that, and owls, stuff.
Okay, first thing we need is some infiltration equipment, like night vision, for example. P stashed some supplies in the back of a van nearby, so you should be able to pick everything up on the way to the EMP.
So it's like you'll drive past these things. Yeah. So it's hopefully you're looking through. Yeah. And so it's like I don't know, I start to expand the views, a little bit more when I'm driving now. I'm catching the dogs and stuff like that. But the internet is cool. We live in a great area.
So he texted a few minutes ago, and he said if FanDuel offered bets on the Yarborough shooting, I would have hit on Seinfeld being today's audio brunch. Are you saying the show is becoming predictable, Sean? Because that is audio brunch today. Jerry Seinfeld turned 70 years old. He was part of a podcast.
All right, next, let's set you up with an EMP for the breach. Trust me, you can't miss it. This thing is serious. Find it, and find a way to get it where we need it to be.
It is a big one of the things, especially, he said, getting a lot of attention, but I've also got a flashback about a decade ago to something that Seinfeld said back then that kind of sits with what he said just a few days ago on that podcast. An audio brought up next on Yard.
Mostly sunny, warm and breezy. Well, for one more day. Let's make sure we enjoy it here.
They know leaving the
Say gold X. Spring into summer with its Sunday. They're not just selling cabinets. You look good. Moving on. Spring into summer. The Standard Kitchen and Bath can help you design any space. Call 694-0068. StandardKitchen.com or stop by the Gold X Kingston Pine Fix and Trace of Sunday. They're not just selling cabinets, but design ideas that will transform your kitchen or bath into something you'll love.
Andy Rivers knows. Gary Slimming, 70 years old Friday. The New Yorker dropped an episode of their radio hour podcast, and it featured Seinfeld in it. The comedian talked about his upcoming Netflix movie, Unfrosted, which is about the creation of the pot back in the 60s. Unfrosted drops on Netflix this month. Of course, during the interview, Seinfeld seemed to be either doing his act or possibly trying out new material for his act. For example, the host, David Remnick, asked him about getting older and turning 70.
Even though I'm 70, I don't like the bathroom stuff. Really? You look good, friends. You feel good? Yeah. It's good when you're working. Yeah. When you say you don't like old men, you mean that the kind of Friars Club for the left? No, I don't like old people, period. They don't look good. Everything's deteriorating. I don't want to see this. If you want to hang around, fine. But we're moving on to younger people. Yeah. I feel like God is like, I'm with you up to about 38. If you want to stay, you can stay. But I'm moving on.
That EMP's moving fast. You going by air? See? That's why you're the TL, because you're always thinking. There's a substation powering the underground facility not too far out. See if you can lower the EMP in there, and then get ready to infiltrate this shit.
So toward the end of this interview, Remnick asked Seinfeld about the state of comedy today, and this is the answer that's getting a lot of attention from that podcast.
It used to be you would go home at the end of the day, most people would go, oh, Cheers is on, oh, MASH is on, oh, Mary Tyler Moore is on, oh, The Family's on. You just expected, there'll be some funny stuff we can watch on TV tonight. Well, guess what? Where is it? Where is it? This is the result of the extreme left and PC crap and people worrying so much about offending other people. When you write a script and it goes into 4 or 5 different hands, committees, groups, here's our thought about this joke, well, that's the end of it.
See, I think where is it today? It's on streaming services. Streaming services through network TV sitcoms, a lifeline. Say you can clamp down on this kind of stuff, and there's a place for it to exist. So network TV, I mean, you've seen the creators of Friends today say they were horrified going back and watching little episodes.
Hello, you're through to Pegasus Lifestyle Management. How can I help? Great. The aircraft is waiting for you at our nearest airfield. We trust you'll be happy, sir.
Everything today in different lenses. Absolutely. Today's standards to yesterday's material. Yeah. He goes on to say in this that the whole rickshaw episode of Seinfeld, the homeless people pulling rickshaws through the city, there's no way, he said, no way they would have approved that to be made. So Seinfeld isn't, this is the result of the extreme left and PC crap, he says. Not new to this kind of criticism of politically correct comedy. Back in 2014, this is an interview in front of the live audience. He was asked about his Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee series, which, as BuzzFeed's Peter Loria pointed out, featured mostly white men. I haven't noticed that usually they get some mostly white males. 22 episodes.
Yeah, let's get in at that.
No. Take a look over here, Peter. What do you say? Oh, this really pisses me off. Really pisses me off. People think it's the census or something. I mean, this is going to represent the actual pie chart of America. Who cares? It's just funny. You know, funny is the world that I live in. You're funny. I'm in.